Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Wow, the video I did yesterday with A Perfect Circle, Judith. What a wonderful track, first of all. What a great response. I'm really blown away, or maybe I'm not. It's such an impact the song has had. So many people who have left comments about what that song reminds them of. That is what music is about. Even instrumental pieces, you know, if it colors, if you listen to it, you like it, it colors in that moment in your life, it stays with you in the soundtrack of life that you're developing on your own, and it means something. And even if we don't identify directly with the lyrics, the way it's written, we can make that story work for something that is very important to us in our lives. Okay, so that being said, I'm moving on now. The ocean, Jurassic and Cretaceous. Okay, the reason why this was kind of cool, just the title of it, is because, you know, these are my healing dinosaurs that I visited kids in hospitals until coronavirus, and they're dinosaurs. You know, I got a Apatosaurus, I've got a baby raptor, I got a pterodactyl, and I have a Parasaurolophus right there. And so they are my Jurassic and Cretaceous additions to my life for the kids. So anyhow, all that being said, let's go ahead and listen to this. This is going to be a long haul, so smoke them if you got them. Once again, thank you so much. So many people have been buying me a cup of coffee because my channel is not monetized, and I want to continue to keep it that way for selfless purposes. This is never about making money for me. So anyhow, there'll also be a link when I'm done with this. There'll be a link below for this song, for their Spotify, and so on and so forth. So let's do this. All right. First stop. All right, so without a doubt, we already recognize the intricacy of the rhythm arrangement on this. You may have seen me kind of searching out, trying to find out where the one is. And for those of you who are not into music, which is really what these breakdowns are for the people who really truly listen to music and are not musicians necessarily. But when I say looking for the one, it's always looking for that starting point of a rhythm. You know, songs that are very square in their writing, you always know where boom comes in. Well, when you get something as tricky as this and polyrhythmic as this, very rhythmically, creatively written, it's a hard, like, where is that one? And I always kind of, you know, if you got to find, in order for you to count off meters or time changes, you got to find that one. And it took me a second there. So there is some twisty, curvy stuff going around there. I wasn't able to map it out. I didn't want to put too much energy into time meter mapping out. I can count on some of your guys' comments. Please drop that in the comments if you've figured out what that meter was. I love the fact that they had, because I don't know this band, I've never listened to it, first time listening experience here. It sounds like they either have a keyboard player or they used, you know, in the recording, these nice little pads that supported it and everything. And probably in about the 45-second forward. One of the things that I really super enjoyed was the beginning of the verse. It's hard at this point in the song. Geez, I'm only 3 minutes in a 13-minute track here. It's hard to denote if this is a section of a verse we just went through, or if that was a verse. But how they opened it up with the really tightly compressed vocal, actually panning from left to right, sweeping a little bit. Wonderful engineering. I love that in a dynamic trip, especially when it seems like this song is a combo of a lot of instrumentation and vocals. I still have another 10 minutes. We really want to take, producers or composers or engineers really want to take you on a journey. So by adding these special effects and these unique dynamics to engineering helps you along with that. Now, obviously, that was the beginning of a verse because then it kicked into his vocals. For those of you who don't know, I don't look at lyrics and I treat the lead singer as part of the band as an instrument. And he had a real super cool resonance in his middle here in his voice. No, I'm not a vocal coach, but as tone-wise, it sounded like if I was a guitar player and I put it just a slight overdrive on it, and then there was some effect on it that kind of split it, you know, hard left, not hard left, hard right, but gave it some width, you know, when you listen to it in the headsets and stuff. So I'm just gonna move forward, but and something else, when the drummer, because I'm assuming it's the drummer, it could be wrong, but when the drummer was also doing his percussion, the additions of just hitting his sticks on the side of the tom-toms or maybe the rims or wherever he was catching that and hitting was, I believe, the cowbell, you know. I'll get Christopher Walken to jump in here and say, we need more cowbell. Anyhow, I loved that. That's probably the first time that I've heard that kind of creativity in this in just the bands that I've been reviewing, you know, next to Danny on Tool. That was really super cool, and it caught me off guard, and it pulled me into it a little further. So I have a funny feeling this is going to be a long video, so here we go. I'll back it up. Now let's keep moving forward.
React when you keep pushing it.
Okay, I wanted to stop there really quick just to catch that passage that those guys did right there. First of all, I just want to circle really back now that I heard the lead singer's voice really power on. That's bone crushing. That is really super bone crushing. You know, projection of what he did in his voice there, and really, I felt it in here. It didn't feel manufactured, and I don't mean effects manufactured. In his performance of it, I felt it, even though I wasn't listening to the lyrics. I don't know what he's saying. I was drawn into it as powerful as what was happening with the guitars, you know, supporting it with those big hard crunches and rhythms going on there. Also want to bring up, now that we just went through that passage, I'm a freak for this kind of stuff because I love sonic dynamics, especially if you're wearing cans. So there was that little pattern the guitar player was playing at the beginning, holding kind of it's not an arpeggiation of sorts, but it is a repetitive sequence of notes. Dun, 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 dun. And when you have your headsets on, you can hear that there is a delay on it, and the delay is timed to go left, right. And so like the delay could be set at 8th and 16th, or 16th and 8th, and it's in time, and it's set to the tempo of the track, and I love that. And then it builds and it builds and it builds. Really super cool arrangement and composition in that, and it's about to take you somewhere, which it did. I just wanted to get that in there really quick before we moved on because it was fresh in my head and I was writing it down right here. All right, here we go. Stop there because I want to go back to that passage, and I let it run for a while. I took some notes here, of course, because I was super jazzed at this other passage here that they did. First of all, to open up with that really low piano, that kind of really set the tone in a kind of a, I don't know, it was very unexpected, but very tasteful. It's a composition thing and an arrangement thing. It wasn't like they did a bunch of piano work there. They just said, right here we needed this. The sequence, there's a synthesizer sequence there. I'm not doing the exact same notes. But that really locks you into a pattern. Even though the sequence was changing with the chord. So, you know, there was one chord, the sequencing is playing through, it changes, and it's still, but it kept the same rhythmic pattern, the sequence. That kind of locks you in for this killer ride here. Once again, the percussion at the very beginning, I just love when drummers are using their whole kit when its opportunity is there. You might, like I said, I'm going to draw a line to Danny from Tool, who is very expressive with his complete kit. This drummer is extremely, not only is he expressive and extremely talented, but maybe it's just my headsets, and maybe you guys will set me straight here, but is he a left-handed player? It just sounds like his kit, the toms, the high toms to low are actually going from my left to right. But that could be an engineering decision too, you know, to flip it or to turn it around that way. The engineering is fantastic on the kit. The next thing I wanted to say is the nice pads that are in the background. If you don't know what a pad is, if you're just a listener, a pad is just a very long, when you hold down on a keyboard, you call up a sound, and there are many different types of pads, but when you hold them down, they have a ambient, long, stringy vibe or long casted tonal soundscape that goes out there and kind of holds and kind of gives you that breathing space of what they were delivering here in that passage. And then the vocals. Man, did that guy have a great voice in that range right there, what he's doing with the harmonies. You know, like a singer is like a guitar player and what they can do with their instruments. You know, guitar players, you know, we do, a lot of it is, most of it is what we do with our hands, how we make the notes sound depending how we play. But we do have options with the stomp pads or effects and stuff. Musicians, singers, it all has to happen right here, you know. So outside of, you know, mixing effects, you know, to make things, to pan things out and stuff like that. And his ability to go into these powerful sections with the full-on, excuse me, organic metal punchy vibe of his voice, and then into this subtle passage. I think so far from what I'm hearing, the term passage and score-like composition here is total theater of the mind. It's really taking me into different places and stuff. So we got about 3.5 minutes left. Let me see if I can get through this without saying anything else. Probably not, but this is. Did I get all my notes and everything I wanted to? Yep. All right. Here we go.
Within the
shit. Wow, that was just a crazy journey. It reminded me, it was a very Jurassic kind of journey. Almost like what it would be like if the dinosaurs were like looking at the meteors, you know, coming down, that big one, and they're running and so on and so forth. Anyhow, first I do want to say something. I've had people say that because I do this a lot, wondering if I'm on drugs. No, I'm not. I have allergies, sometimes my beard tickles, and I also have this old man sinus thing that goes on. It makes me feel like my nose. Every now and then, between that and surfing, and if I get a water drip, I just have it's a habit. I'm sorry, I'm not doing rails, just want to let you know. Something else I want to say about this in closing is that another wonderful thing about the composition is the vocal composition during the hook and the power. There's layering going on there, very capable. And what I mean by that is it's not doubling, you know, with a plug-in and stuff like that. It doesn't sound like it. But while there is the clearer, cleaner, powerful melody and the hook going on, over here I heard the growling going on and other layers and textures of the vocalists in those sections. And I thought that was great because usually, you know, you get kind of used to, you know, harmonies and stuff that's going on. But what I thought was really super cool was the textures in the multiple layers of the vocals there. Not the harmony split, but a growling and then a doubling of that, and then, you know, what he was singing obviously sounded like it was doubled. You know, him performing it 2, 3, 4 times, which is a normal thing for vocalists to do when they want to enrich, you know, a heavier, you know. In this case, this was a wall of vocal sound. Anyhow, this was a fantastic tour for me, man, and I'm really stoked that you guys were bombing me with this. I wanted to get to it, and it was also kind of long. Sometimes I go, ooh, this is going to be long, but you know what? I have my Jumbo Java, and I felt all hyped and to do this. So thank you very much for turning me on to this band and stuff, and I'm going to do a deeper dive now on what they're all about, the OCEAN, and yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, itchy nose. Sorry, guys. Thanks a lot for a cup of coffee, the tips, if you guys see it fit. AKG 240 links below. Link below for this song. Link below for their Spotify. And if you're still here, type in, I'm still here. Just so I know I ain't wasting my breath. Or even if I am, doesn't matter. I love what I'm doing, and people are enjoying it too. So anyhow, I'm out of here. Like I always say, all right.